What happens when a fiercely resilient, heavily scarred former slave who has risen to wield a terrifying, world-shattering magic must face the ultimate, soul-crushing betrayal from the empire she fought to save, all while trying to rescue her fated soulmate from the depths of a literal living hell? In Mother of Death and Dawn, the breathtaking, emotionally devastating, and monumentally epic final installment of Carissa Broadbent's acclaimed dark romantic fantasy trilogy, The War of Lost Hearts, listeners are plunged into a sweeping, apocalyptic battlefield where kingdoms crumble, ancient gods awaken, and the cost of freedom is written entirely in blood. The narrative follows Tisaanah, a heroine of unparalleled strength and deep emotional trauma, who has spent her life fighting to tear down the oppressive chains of tyrannical magic systems. Now, with the fragile world of Oraveth on the absolute brink of total annihilation from a relentless, dark magic invasion force, Tisaanah finds herself separated from Max, her brooding, fiercely protective, and deeply wounded mentor-turned-lover. Max has sacrificed his own soul to the horrific sentient entity known as the Reshaye to shield her from a lethal fate, leaving him trapped in a fractured, dark psychological prison. Forced into a high-stakes race against time across war-torn landscapes and forced proximity with former enemies turned uneasy allies, Tisaanah must master the absolute peak of her devastating magical abilities without losing her remaining humanity. The audiobook experience transforms this sweeping dark fantasy epic into an absolutely spellbinding, deeply immersive auditory ride, utilizing a top-tier multi-POV narration team that flawlessly contrasts Tisaanah's fierce defiance and raw vulnerability with Max's deep, protective alpha growls and the chillingly detached, manipulative whispers of ancient cosmic villains. As massive armies collide in a final white-knuckle stand for the fate of mortals and immortals alike, the star-crossed lovers must prove that the bonds of true, fated love can shatter even the absolute grip of death and usher in a brilliant, hard-won new dawn.